It happens in a heartbeat. You meet them, and the world suddenly snaps into focus. The connection isn't just physical, it's magnetic, almost ancient. It feels like you are finally home. You think, this is it. This is the person I've been waiting for. But then, reality crashes in. Maybe they are married. Maybe they live across the ocean. Maybe one of you is chasing a career that demands solitude. Or perhaps they are emotionally unavailable, battling demons you cannot fight for them. You are forced apart. You are left holding a love that has nowhere to go. People tell you, right person, wrong time. It is the most painful phrase in the human language. But what if I told you that phrase is a lie? According to Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung, the universe does not make mistakes with time. There is no such thing as wrong timing. There is only preparation. This agonizing separation is not a tombstone for your relationship. It is a chrysalis. It is a spiritual test designed to see if your soul is actually ready for the union your ego is demanding. Here are the 5 signs that your separation is not an end, but a necessary beginning. Before we look at the signs, we must understand why this is happening. Why would the universe introduce you to your perfect match, only to rip them away? It feels cruel. It feels like a cosmic joke. But Carl Jung would argue that this is the mechanism of synchronicity. Synchronicity is the concept that events are meaningful coincidences, connecting your inner psychological state with the outer material world. Your meeting was synchronicity. And your separation is also synchronicity. You see, a connection of this magnitude, what some might call a twin flame or a soul connection, carries an intense energetic charge. It is like high-voltage electricity. If you plug that electricity into a wire that is too thin or frayed, the wire will melt. It will burn the house down. In psychological terms, if 2 people unite before they have established their own solid identities, before they have achieved what Jung called individuation, the relationship will inevitably collapse under the weight of its own intensity. The ego will try to possess, control, and consume the other person. Therefore, the wrong time is actually a safety mechanism. The universe enforces a mandatory distance. This is the separation phase. It is a period of incubation. Think of it like a dark room where film is developed. You cannot turn on the lights too soon, or the image will be destroyed. You are currently in the dark room. It feels lonely, yes, but it is in this darkness that the image of your true self is being developed. The test is not about how much you suffer. The test is about what you do with the suffering. Are you just waiting, or are you transforming? The first sign that this separation is a test lies in the specific nature of your longing. When you miss them, what exactly are you missing? Be honest. Do you miss their physical presence, or do you miss how they made you feel about yourself? Jung introduced the concept of projection. Often, when we fall deeply in love, we are not just seeing the other person. We are seeing a golden shadow of ourselves projected onto them. Perhaps you loved them because they were so free-spirited and wild, while you have always been responsible and constrained. Perhaps you love their confidence, because you feel small. The universe separated you because you were using them as a crutch to hold qualities you refused to develop in yourself. As long as they were around, you didn't have to be free or confident. You could just watch them be those things. The test here is brutal but simple. Can you become the person you are missing? If you miss their strength, you are being tested to build your own muscles. If you miss their adventure, you are being pushed to book that ticket alone. The separation will persist until you withdraw the projection, until you stop looking for the magic in them and start cultivating it in you. The moment you embody the qualities you worshipped in them, the magnetic pull shifts. You stop needing them to complete you, and that is exactly when you become ready to meet them. The second sign is the depth of the pain itself. This isn't a normal heartbreak. It feels like an existential dismantling. Their departure didn't just make you sad. It triggered your darkest, most primal fears. Jung called this the shadow. Why does it hurt this much? Because their absence has ripped the bandage off your deepest wounds. Maybe it triggered an ancient abandonment wound from childhood. Maybe it triggered a feeling of, I am not good enough. Maybe it sparked a jealous, possessive rage you didn't know you had. If they had stayed, you would have used their love to soothe these wounds. You would have used the relationship as a painkiller. By removing them, the universe has forced you to look at the infection directly. This is the hardest part of the test, shadow work. You are being asked to sit with these ugly feelings without distracting yourself. You are being asked to heal the part of you that feels unlovable without their validation. This separation is a surgery. They had to leave so you could finally face the demons that have been running your life from the dark. If you are currently in a state of dark night of the soul, take heart. It means the process is working. You are being hollowed out so you can hold more light. This is where things start to defy logic. Your rational mind knows it's over. You tell yourself to move on. You block them on social media. You bury yourself in work. You date other people. You do everything right to forget them. But the universe won't let you. This is the third sign. Persistent, illogical synchronicities. You look at the clock, and it's 11, 11, or 22, 22, every single day. You turn on the radio, and their favorite obscure song is playing. You walk down the street, and you see their name on a billboard, then a license plate, then a coffee cup. You dream about them with a vividness that feels more real than your waking life. Skeptics call this confirmation bias. Jung called it the collective unconscious. At a deep, subconscious level, the cord between you has not been cut. The universe is interrupting your attempts to move on because you aren't supposed to move on. You are supposed to move up. These signs are breadcrumbs. They are reminders that the connection is alive in the invisible realm, even if it is silent in the visible one. The test here is a test of faith versus logic. Your logic says, it's impossible. Your intuition says, it's not over. Can you trust your intuition when there is zero physical evidence to support it? Can you hold the vision of your reunion in your heart, even when the world tells you you're crazy? The synchronicities are whispering. Keep the channel open. Look at your life since the separation began. Really look at it. Did you crumble into dust? No. You might have fallen, but then you stood up taller than ever before. The fourth sign that this is a divine test is accelerated personal growth. Since they left, have you started taking better care of your body? Have you dived deeper into spirituality or philosophy? Have you made strides in your career or found a new creative passion? Jung spoke of a process called sublimation. It is the alchemical act of transforming base energy into higher energy. The frustration, the sexual tension, and the grief of missing them create a massive amount of psychic energy. Because you cannot direct that energy toward them, you are forced to direct it toward yourself and your creation. The wrong time has given you the gift of focus. If you were with them right now, you might be happy, but you would be stagnant. You would be distracted by the relationship. The universe separated you to launch you into your highest potential. You are becoming a king or a queen in your own right. This growth is the evidence. You are not being punished. You are being polished. The diamond is being formed under the pressure of their absence. And usually, just as you reach a peak of personal achievement, the energy shifts again, which leads us to the final, most paradoxical sign. This is the graduation phase. It is the most counterintuitive sign of all. In the beginning, you were anxious. You checked their status online 10 times a day. You asked tarot readers if they were coming back. You were vibrating with the energy of lack and need. You were chasing. But then, something shifts. A calm settles over you. The fifth sign is the quiet knowing. You stop chasing. You stop panic checking. You stop trying to manipulate the outcome. The anxiety is replaced by a deep, grounded sense of peace. You still love them perhaps more than ever, but you no longer need them to breathe. Jung would say you have moved from the ego, which fears loss, to the self, which knows wholeness. You have reached a state of detachment. This is the ultimate paradox of the law of attraction. You attract what you are, not what you want. When you are desperate, you attract more lack. When you are whole, you become a magnet. Reaching this state of peace doesn't mean you've given up. It means you have surrendered the how and when to the universe. You trust the connection enough to let it go. You know that what is truly yours cannot miss you. This calm is not indifference. It is the frequency of certainty. And usually, it is exactly in this moment of silence when you finally stop banging on the door that the door opens. There is one final layer to this mystery, one that goes to the very heart of Jungian psychology. We think we are looking for a partner outside of us. But Jung taught that every man carries a feminine soul image, the anima, and every woman carries a masculine soul image, the animus. The person you call your true love is often the perfect external reflection of this internal image. The intensity of your connection is actually the intensity of your desire to connect with yourself. The ultimate goal of this test is not just a wedding with another person. It is what the alchemists called the hieros gamos, the sacred marriage within. The universe will keep you apart until you have integrated your own masculine and feminine energies, until you can be your own provider and your own nurturer, until you are whole. Because true love is not two halves trying to make a whole. It is two wholes coming together to make a universe. As long as you feel half without them, you are not ready. The reunion is a reward for the internal work. As within, so without. So, if you are in the midst of the wrong time right now, stop looking at the clock. Stop fighting the distance. You are not being denied. You are being prepared. Every tear, every lonely night, every trigger is part of the curriculum. If this message found you at the exact moment you needed it, please hit the like button. It helps this video find other souls who are currently suffering in silence during their separation phase. And if you are ready to master your own psychology and turn your pain into power, subscribe and turn on notifications. We are building a community of seekers here, and I don't want you to walk this path alone. Now, I have a question for you. Where are you in this journey? Are you still in the painful stage of shadow work? Or have you finally reached the peace of quiet knowing? Scroll down and tell me your story in the comments. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to read today. Remember, don't force the door open. Build your house. Tend to your garden. Because when the lesson is learned, the test ends, and the timeline shifts.